What's up, guys? So today I'm going to introduce to you my guinea pig, and this one I'm going to introduce to you is Evie. She is my brown, white, black, tan colored guinea. She's a sweet little girl. She's quiet, she's calm. She doesn't make noise like the other one. But she does, she'll get excited a little bit for hay. But other than that, she's really quiet. She's so cute, so calm. You can see she's licking me. But she's little. She's tiny. And I see this because Cammy is twice the size of Eve. And Evie is still in the baby phase where she's still learning. She's still struggling to learn. And it's super cute. They're both super cuddly. They're both super cuddly, super sweet. She's just the sweetest little girl. I did get her in October, I believe it was, whereas I got Cammy in, I think it was September, and then a couple weeks later I got Eve. So reason being why I got Eve was because Cammy was one that she's very needy, and she's very attention seeking, and I don't say that in a bad way. She's attention seeking in a good way, but she loves to be held and cuddled, and with work, I can't give her all the attention she needs. So I got her a friend because look at that little mouth. I got her a friend because I was finding that she was just being too needy for me, and I felt like a companion for her would have been a good idea, and I was absolutely right. So Cammy was very like I said, she's attention seeking. She always wanted to be held. She always wanted to be out of her cage and sitting with me, or on my lap, or I would be working on my business and she would be wanting to be right there on top of everything. And she had to be touching me in some kind of way. So whether it was her paw on my hand or her head on my shoulder, some kind of way she had to be close to me. So I felt like that was a huge challenge, because obviously if I'm gonna work on my business, I can't have guinea pigs in my way, or any animal for that matter. So I decided to get Evie, and Evie and Cammy are best buddies. They actually, fun story is, Cammy and Evie were actually cage mates in the pet store. So Cammy was adopted first, and then a couple weeks later I was going back and forth I throughout the whole time, before adopting Eve, I was going back and looking at her, and I had that idea of I wanted to get another one, but I couldn't afford it at the time. So I had to wait until obviously I had money and was able to buy her and purchase more of what Cammy needed. So she needed a lot of stuff. She had a different cage. So long story short, I explained this in a previous video, but Cammy was adopted because she was placed in a cage with two other guinea pigs, not Evie, but two other guinea pigs. Well, the worker was cleaning out her cage, and she was being attacked by the other two, and that kind of just like hurt my heart to see, because if you know me, you know I love animals, and clearly I have like 5 hamsters and 2 guinea pigs. So long story short, I seen that Cammy was getting attacked, and I argued with the worker, saying that she shouldn't have just, thrown Cammy into she didn't have a name at the time, but she shouldn't have just thrown the other guinea pig into the cage with 2 other guinea pigs who are solitary over their cage, because it's not right and it's not healthy for them. And the worker she didn't agree with that. She thought that it's perfectly fine and everything, and so I argued with her a little bit, and then I went and I talked to the manager, and the manager gave me the guinea pig plus a cage and told me that I can adopt it, because I was right that the guinea pig shouldn't have been placed with 2 other guinea pigs, especially when it's not her cage to begin with. So Evie wasn't in the cage. I think, if I remember correctly, she was getting her nails trimmed and like her needles and stuff, or like getting a look at. So at that time, because I was gonna adopt 2 of them, and then I was like, no, I'll just get 1 and then go back and get another one the following week. But it ended up being adopting 1 and going back in 3 weeks and then adopting Missy. So when I adopted Cammy, I got her cage free because of the whole incident. And then I paid for her and her food and like everything else to go along with it. And so that's how I ended up with Cammy. Then I ended up with Eve because, like I said, I felt she needed a companion, and she definitely does. Evie is definitely anxiety ridden when she's separated from Cammy, especially when I try to separate the 2 of them in 2 different cages, because to me it felt like it was a little bit easier, because Evie is a clean guinea pig. Cammy is not. Cammy will make a mess of every little bit and piece in her cage. Evie will pee in one spot, poop in one spot, and eat her food out of her bowl nicely, like a good guinea pig. So they're complete opposites, which means that their cage gets dirty very quick, and it needs to be cleaned very often. So because of that, I tried to separate the 2 of them, because I noticed that they were 2 different individuals, and Evie just didn't like being in a separate cage. She would fuss and like be stressed out, chew her cage, squeal and weak, and it just became loud and annoying, and I ended up putting her back in the cage with Cammy. As you can hear, she's starting to get anxiety as Cammy is in the cage and she's in my arms. So so Evie is my little guinea pig, and she's so cute. She's absolutely adorable. She's finally gotten used to me being able to pick her up, and she doesn't squeal or anything anymore. She will whine a little bit, but that's it. Like, it's not a lot or a loud whine. Especially if she gets startled, then that's when I hear it. But she's so cute. She's so good. And yeah, that's Evie. And I'm gonna put her back in the cage and try to take out Cammy. Hold on. let's see. That's 10 minutes with Eve. 10 minutes with my Evie. Cammy is running away from me because she sees me coming. Look at this, look at it. So now I'm gonna try and see if I can pick up Cammy. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. Nope. Cammy is also my biter. There we go. She likes to bite, and she will bite if she doesn't get her way. So, like I said, she is a lot bigger compared to Eve. She is the older guinea pig. She's very sweet and calm and cute and all, but she's my talker, and if there is no hay in her cage, she will freak out. She will squeal and like talk to me in her like little language, and freak out. But this is Cammy. She is my big girl, and she's a good girl. She's quiet. She talks back and everything. Like if I talk to her, she'll talk back to me and conversate with me, especially if she wants hay or a treat or food or water even. She's the one that will tell me. Like if she wants water, she will make sure it's known. But other than that, she's a good girl. She likes to be cuddled. Now that I have Eve, she doesn't like me holding her as much because she likes to be with Eve. Unless I'm holding the two of them, then she's okay. But otherwise, she doesn't like to be really held solo. Like, let me, hold on. Can I hold you like this? Can I hold you? She doesn't want to be held, so I'm going to put her back in the cage because she's going to start to freak out here in a minute. And yeah, she don't want to be held. So I don't want to force her to being held. So I'm just going to put her back in the cage. But those are my guinea pigs. I am also allergic, I believe, to the guinea pigs, but I also have 5 hamsters and they create a lot of dust. So between the guinea pigs, the hamsters, and just the general dust in this place, my asthma is really bad. And the fact that the people that used to live here live upstairs smoked in the house, so the like smell of secondhand smoke is constantly running through the furnace, and that also gets my asthma going. And I feel like that's a big, problem, but figuring it out, getting it sorted. Just open the windows, let some fresh air in, and go on with my life. But yeah, so those are my guinea pigs. I do I do need to go and do laundry because I haven't done laundry this week yet. I have some stuff that I need to throw in the wash, but I don't want to throw it in right now because usually I'm doing laundry. So before the people moved out, I was doing laundry on Tuesday and Saturday. But now that they've moved out, I could basically do laundry whenever I want. So I'm kind of just debating on when I want to do laundry, and tomorrow's the last day of the month. So I think I might do some laundry then so that I can continue to doing my laundry only twice a week. I didn't do laundry yesterday because I got home late tomorrow I get home late, so I'll probably do laundry on Friday or tomorrow. But the cages need to be cleaned. The hamster cages were cleaned yesterday fully. I did a whole wipe down and everything on my live. So I went live on TikTok and cleaned the cages. The guinea pig cage really smells. So I definitely need to clean the girls' cages, but I do need to go and buy hay because they are out. There's a little bit left, and I just got paid today, so my paycheck just came in today, and I need to go and buy some hay. So I think I'm gonna give them a little bit more hay today so that they have some hay in the cage overnight. And then tomorrow I will finish off this bag so that I can go on my break and get them more, because they need hay and my hamsters need bedding. So I just need to make one trip to the pet store, and they all have food. So the pigs are good with food, the hamsters are good with food. It's just the small things that cost more money, which is the bedding and the hay. The hay cost me like $30 for a big bag like this. And then the hamster bedding is another like $40, so a good like almost $90 to $100 depending on what size bags I get. Can be a lot out of a paycheck, especially when you only make like $200. So at least because I was off sick, I didn't get a very high paycheck this week because I was off for almost 2 weeks. I only worked 2 days. So yeah, my next paycheck will be a little bit bigger and I'll be able to get some more stuff. Obviously I have to take care of myself too, so I need to take care of like my food and my gas, my phone bills and all of that, which I really don't have money for, but I'm going to make sure that the pigs get hay. The hamster bedding, that can wait. I mean, it's not really a huge thing that I need to get, but the hay is definitely one. So the girls need their food, so I need to do that. And then I want to clear out this place a little bit, turn it back into a living space so that it actually looks like somebody actually lives here and it's not like a storage unit, because currently it's looking like a storage unit. I need to get my stuff ready for work. So next month, my goal for next month is to basically make sure my animals are stocked for the month on everything and just buy what I need. So sorry, I gotta open the window. I just want to be able to spend a little bit of money on, like, out of my paychecks because I want to save. So I want to start saving money and challenging myself to save money is a challenge of its own, but we're gonna try and figure it out. And sorry, I'm trying to put you guys on a phone stand. So, like I was saying, I want to try and save money because obviously I have court and everything, and I also want to go after the people that used to live here. Even though they don't live here anymore, I still want to sue them because there's a lot of shit that they did and a lot of things that I can go after them for. So, and the fact that they moved out just kind of, you know, sets the whole thing in place because I'm not fighting back and they're not getting what they want. So it basically encouraged them to leave. So yeah, so the animals are good in this case. Right now there's not really much I can do because obviously I'm also sick, so I'm not even supposed to be going back to work, but obviously I need money and I need to be able to take care of myself and my animals. So my mom is a big help and like a big support there when it comes to like food and stuff, making sure that I have food. But at the same time, like, I really don't want to be eating chicken nuggets and fries every single day of the week for 2 weeks straight or more than 2 weeks straight, because even though it's cheap, it's so unhealthy for you. And I feel like I need to stop gaining weight and start losing weight, and buying fast food doesn't help. So even like ordering food, I've ordered once this whole entire month. I ordered one time of Uber, which is good because usually I order Uber at least 3 to 4 times a week, so I saved money there. But I was able to basically, you know, buy the guinea pigs their second cage and take care of them with that. The hamsters, I didn't have enough food or bedding for my hamsters at the beginning of this month, so my last paycheck I ended up spending money on the hamsters for food and bedding. So I want to start stocking up on everything a little bit more, like more frequent, because I rather have them stocked up on what they need so that I can put money aside for myself to be able to like put towards my phone bill or put towards gas money or food or, you know, like certain things. But obviously life is actually really stressful and really hard to actually keep a paycheck, especially because with my health conditions, I'm not supposed to be working. I'm supposed to be going on disability, and I don't want to go on disability because I'm fully capable to work. My doctor just doesn't want me working because of my stress levels and my heart condition. But the job that I do is not very stressful at all. I have a really good group of parents that I work with and really good kids that listen. I haven't had any issues since I started the school year. So, they started school in, I believe the program started in October, like the second week of October, and that's when I started working. And I basically, so the school that I work for is a private school, which is partnered with my company. So right now I'm doing private services for the children. So it's been easy. I mean, I have 18 kids in total, and that's for the whole week. So there's not very many kids on each bus route, which is nice, but traffic is crazy, and especially construction right now. I have no idea why, but my area, every road that I need to do a drop off or pickup on has construction somewhere. And it's ridiculous the amount of time that I have to spend waiting, because I'm also a commercial vehicle, so I'm a bigger vehicle, I'm not a small vehicle. So there's things that a small car can do that a school bus can't. And I mean, I could do it, but to do like a 3-point turn in the middle of a intersection to go to the other direction, that's not allowed because of, safety reasons, and obviously it's not legal to do that. So there is a little bit more of road procedures because of being in a commercial vehicle, but at the same time, it's a lot more fun to have a small group of kids, and all the kids know my name, and they're all so excited to tell me about their day. So what we do is my mornings don't really talk. My morning kids don't talk, and I see the same set of kids in the different set of kids in the evening, but I see the same set in the morning. So my kids that are on my morning route will come by my afternoon, like not get on the bus, but they'll come by the bus and they'll tell me about their day, and then I'll take my kids that I have to drop off, because there's 2 drivers. There's myself and another driver. The days that I'm not taking 2 sets of kids, so let's say my Wednesday, Friday kids are the other driver's Tuesday, Thursday's kids. And so we still have the same kids. Like we share the route. We just alternate dropping the kids home or picking the kids up. So because there's the 2 drivers, there's only the certain amount of kids, and I actually like that, because if the other driver's away, then I can pick up the kids that need to be picked up from her route to be on my bus, or vice versa. She can take over my route and drop my kids or pick my kids up, because she has those kids on the alternative days that I don't have those kids. And that's one thing that I really like, and we work for the same company, so it's nice to just be able to see another driver and talk to another driver. And she's older. She's been with the company a lot longer than I've ever even been driving. But at the same time, I mean, you learn from those who are more experienced. So if something goes wrong, I have her number to be able to send her a text message and be like, hey girl, can you help me with this? Or what do I do in this situation? I have somebody that I can talk to, or I can go to the staff, my staff with my company, or I can go to the staff in the school board, the teachers of the kids, and they're very helpful too. There's a couple things that need to be changed up upon the routes, and both of us drivers have said the same thing. So the teachers are now helping us out by going after the board more, like pushing it towards the board more, because let me tell you, it is hard to get the board to make changes to a bus route that's already been set from September. So once the bus route was set the beginning of the year, changes are very difficult to get through. So the fact that both of us drivers are putting in the same information, it kind of, helps move the changes along more. But that's always good at the same time. And the teachers there are really nice, and they're really accommodating and everything. And so I really like, working with people. For me, I don't like working with people my own age. I like to work with people who are older and who are at a more of a maturity level, like myself. And I don't know why, but I find when you're working with like young adults that are in like their 20s, they're not as mature as those who are in their like 40s and 50s. And although I'm not going to compare people, but when you're at work and you work with people who are older, it's different to when you live in a household with people that are older, especially like my living situation to my work situation. The people that I work with are much more mature than the people who used to live upstairs, and they're all in the same like age group. So this is a lot, but I prefer to work with people who are older just because I have more of an older mindset and an older like maturity level than most 28-year-olds will. So it's always good to, be in an area where you fit in, and that's something that I like. Other than that, there's not really much changes going on. December, like I was saying, I want to make the next couple paychecks. So I believe I have 2 more paychecks. I hope I have 2 more paychecks before the holidays, and I want to take money out of that to put into a savings and start saving as of January, because when court goes down with this housing situation, I don't know where I'm gonna be by June next year. I could be getting evicted out of this place. I could be ending up having to owe my landlord. I don't know, like, there's a lot of different scenarios, but because I have so much evidence against him, it's likely that I will win the case over him going after for money, to put it that way. So there's a lot of stuff that is coming up and a lot of things that need money, and like I said, I want to sue the people that used to live here. Even though they don't live here anymore, they are still gonna get the peace bond. I'm making sure of that because I don't want them on the property and I don't want them returning. So I'm gonna make sure that they don't return and they don't come on the property for anything. So yeah, that's one reason why I got the peace bond. And then also I have the eviction hearing, and like my landlord going after me to try to get me out of this house, but it's not gonna work in his favor. And then I have the like court stuff for me to sue the tenants that used to live here. And like I mentioned in a previous video, even though they don't live here anymore, I could still go after them and have an address that they live at, or an address that's linked to them. like receive the papers and everything. A lawyer can look into the address, and a paralegal could look into their new address. So I can, I have my paralegal that I'm working with. I'm also a paralegal myself, so I'm not gonna invade in that portion because I'm not gonna be the one that's like representing myself. I want to have somebody else represent me in those two cases, but the peace hearing I will do myself, as that's something that I went through, and I can talk on behalf of myself in that case. But when it comes to suing both the landlord and the tenants, I will have a paralegal work with me and a lawyer along the side to help me with those cases. So that's all money, and like, my mom has helped a lot, but I feel like I need to kind of take some of that money that I have that I can save and help her out, which is another thing. Like, I want to get a second job, but because the people that lived here was harassing me and everything, I couldn't get a second job. But now that they're gone, I can get a second job, and I haven't determined whether I want to get a part-time job or a full-time job and what days I want to work. But at the same time, I don't want to give up the job that I'm working for right now, because I enjoy that, and that keeps my stress at a level that it needs to be at, and I haven't had any heart issues or anything related to the stress of the job that triggers my heart condition. It's mostly been the stress and the people upstairs that have really triggered that. But anyways, so that's kind of all the information right now. I am getting the smell of like cigarette smoke, and I don't know if that's because I'm getting sick or if it's because there's somebody upstairs that is being very quiet and very, unknown, or if it's just the furnace filtering through and the smell, going through the house. But my eyes are burning, and obviously that's kind of what happens when you have allergies. So I don't know if it's allergies. I don't know if it's a cold coming on again. But yeah, I'm gonna go and take some allergy medication and more than likely go to bed, because it's now currently 9:17. I gotta be up at 6 because I gotta take a bus to work, because my car is, I can drive it, I can still use it, but my uncle told me that I shouldn't really be driving it. So because it's leaking, I have it parked currently. I'm gonna use it tomorrow just to go to the pet store and gather like the stuff that I need for groceries and stuff. But then I think I'm gonna park it, and for the next couple weeks just take a bus to work and from work, and then midday I'll have my bus, so I can park my bus elsewhere and walk home and just hang out here. And then if I need to go anywhere, I can just take my car and go. But yeah, winter, that's the fun part. It's winter time, and there's already snow on the ground and everything, but at the same time, I feel like it's a start to a lot of new things that are going on, because people that